This is graphic design in constraint. It was done under a lot of pressure, and I'll show you what is so good about it and what is not so good. I'm Dr. Gil Dekel. This is a quick tutorial in typography, layout, and a bit product design. So I'm looking at this design of the label produced by Waitrose, and this is a new label which they had to produce, I think, very quickly because of the coronavirus. As you can see, it is very plain and very simple, but I think they have done an amazing work here. Now what happened is probably they couldn't get the old label, maybe they were printed abroad and they couldn't print them in. So it feels like someone said, we must print something really quickly. So someone sat very quickly in front of the computer. And what you can see here is very basic layout, typography, and use of color, which is very clever. It's not the greatest. On a normal day, I would say that it is not good, but this is a design under constraint, and under constraint is extremely well. First, let's look at the use of color. There are two colors that are being used, black and blue. When you use less color, it's probably quicker and easier to print. And I'm sure that the print house said to them, well, we have a lot of pressure, we cannot do something very elaborate, we have to have a quick turnaround. So Waitrose designer chose only two colors, black and blue. And they play with gradations, as you can see. So we have black and gray. Gray is basically 50% black, for example, so it's black. We have one blue here and a second blue right there. So it's very simple, very clean, and in some respect it is far better than this design. This is not the new design, this is the standard design of this product here, and I will show you the differences. So using two colors only, which means it's very quick, very easy to print, and a single font. So Essential Waitrose is the name of the brand. As you can see, it's very big. In fact, it is not so great because if you put it on the shelf, I cannot differentiate between this Essential Waitrose, which is big font, prominent font, and the product name, which is distilled natural mineral water. They are almost the same size. The Essential Waitrose appears too close to the edge, so that is not good. I presume that the distance here between this and the edge is similar as the one here where it says 2 liters and to the bottom, but it doesn't look like that. It looks as if there's much more space around here compared to this, and that's because the font here is gray. Gray is more spacey, more open than strong black. Black is more dominant. It feels like it takes more space, so it pushes more to the top, to the edge. Also, if you look carefully where it says 2 liter, the letter L is open. So there's a lot of white space between the letter L and the letter I. Likewise, the letter T is open. So there's a lot of space right here, which means that there's a sense that it's much more sparse, much more open, compared with the text above here, essential. So that is because the shape of the font and because of the color of the font, it looks as if Essential Waitrose here, the word essential is too much to the top. It is as if I was looking at you and I would kind of cut all this forehead complete and just gonna look at you. Something's too much to the edge, very close to the edge. Now the beautifully put in partner in a smaller font here makes a nice variation between Essential Waitrose and the end partner. So it's kind of frame it as the brand. This is the brand of this product range. The font is the same size of the font of the product itself, still natural mineral water. And as I say, when it's on the shelf, it may be a bit difficult to focus on the actual product name. But you cannot judge it like so. You have to judge it on the shelf when there are, I don't know, 50 bottles one next to the other, and only then you can see how it really looks. Now, the use of colors, as we say, blue and lighter blue. Once again, only two colors here, black and blue. And still natural and mineral waters. I'm not sure why the mineral is aligned outside here to the left. And water, the way that the W is aligned just almost below the A, but not exactly below the A. See, it's not in white, in straight line here. This is quite awkward. So on a normal day, in a normal design, I would say that this is not good. But I know that this was designed under a lot of pressure, under a lot of strain. Someone had to produce something really quickly. Because of the virus, there's not enough print houses, there's not enough labels, and they did a good job. What I'm thinking is that the shifting of the mineral and the shifting of the water give you a sense of a movement like a river. See, it's go like that, like a little river. So it's like a little flow. I don't think the designer thought about it too much, because I don't think they had time, but they said, let's make it a bit more interesting, let's shift it slightly. So there is a sense of a flow, and that is relevant to mineral water. If you think of water flowing, bubbling up from deep inside the earth. So that is the only reason why I would think they did this typography in those awkward places. Now, in terms of the overall look, it looks pretty simple but pretty clean, which is much better than this product here. I'm not talking about the actual product, the water. The water here may be better than the way it was water. I'm talking about the label only. This is the normal, the standard label. It's not the new label. And look how bad it is. Look at the font still. Heavy font. There's a little contour line around the font, which makes no sense. There's gradation between blue to lighter blue here in the center, which makes no sense. It doesn't add to the product a thing. There is the general shape, which is round here at the corner, but then sharp here at this corner. Makes no sense at all. Look the difference between the word still and the rest of the information. The difference in the size, it's too vast, too big a difference. And look at the heavy, thick line here. Too heavy. It kind of killed the information inside. More than that, look at this line here, which frames the label and literally separate it from the bottle. Frame the label. Usually we want to frame things because then you are focusing on them. But compared to what we see here, look how beautiful the white space blends with the bottle, with the water. In essence, the label is part of the product, part of the bottle here in this design, compared with this design where the label is completely separated from the bottle. Also, the label is printed and glued to the bottom part of the bottle, which is where you will put your hand to grab the bottle. So you're holding the label, therefore you cannot read it when you hold it. It gives you this cranky, plasticky sound, listen, which is very not natural to hold in water or hold in bottle. And it also, the label covers those grooves. Those grooves are not just for aesthetics, they make the bottle stronger. Also, when you hold it, the grip is better. Here, the label covers up on those grooves. So your grip is not as good as it is here. So I can hold it like so. The grooves are held by my hand, and I can still see the label, I can still clear it, and it blends beautifully with the bottle in this case. Again, I'm not talking about the water itself, I'm talking about the design of the label. So excellent work by the designer of Waitrose with this design under constraint, as I call it. Something else is that the top is now white. It used to be blue. Again, probably save on coloring. So turnaround is probably much quicker than this. Here, in this bottle, the top is very narrow. It's not so high, which is not easy when you want to open it. It is far easier to open this cup, this top. However, you could say that you use more plastic here compared to that. So this is more environmentally friendly. I'm not sure. I don't know. But you could argue that. So we can see that this was put out together really quickly because of the COVID-19 virus probably. And they had to use less colors because it's quicker to print. Still, even though they have only two colors, third color is white, is the actual paper, they managed to create some playfulness with different shades. So we have gray here, and we have light blue, dark blue, and black. I would say the hierarchy is not good because all the font is on the same size, so it's very difficult to focus. But at the end of the day, this design is even better than this so-called colorful design right here.